Hello guys, and welcome to WARNO. I've been finally allowed to show you guys the early access build of WARNO, but do bear in mind that everything is of course subject to change, just as it will be throughout the development cycle of the early access. But today, to start, I thought I'd show you guys some gameplay. So we're going to jump into solo, we're going to hit skirmish, and I'm going to play a 1v1 versus a hard AI with the 3rd Armoured Battle Group. Currently I have access to the 3rd Armoured and also the 79th Guards. These are two battle groups, one on the NATO side, one on the Soviet side. I will cover them separately, but today we're just going to be jumping on in. There is 4 maps to choose from currently in the build. We're going to be playing on Death Row today, but with all that said, let's load up. So I've been really excited to show you guys some gameplay, and finally I can. So on this right hand side to begin with, you can see the warning order. That's going to show us our map, who's playing, the objective, and the lobby set up there, which is actually quite nice because if you join the lobby late, for example in a multiplayer game, then you can still see the settings for the lobby after you've loaded it in, and you can see that if you click on this clipboard icon here, it brings that back up if you want to check that later on in the game. But I will go through the entire UI as you can see it here, but just check out how beautiful this map is. Let's just zoom in quickly and have a little look around. Just look at that. All of the cars parked up in the car park there, some abandoned cars at the petrol station. Just all this scenery is just so gorgeous. But yeah, let's check out the UI. So top left, battle group. This, when selected, shows us all of the logistics, infantry, artillery, tanks, recon, AA, helicopters and aircraft that we have access to. If we select the groups tab, it will bring up options for groups of units that you've set up in your battle group. So say if you want to bring in say 2 engineers and a tank in one click, you can do that in the groups tab. But in the battle groups you can see all of my units here, and I'll go over those in just a sec. Then you have the command points. This is the points that you spend on your units. So for example here, a M577 CPC costs 100 points, and that's going to take it off the total if I select it and put it down. So I've selected that, put it on the battlefield, and it's taken 100 points off of that. Then we have other income. The income is 260, and we get that every 60 seconds. That's just based on the lobby settings, so the income rate factor. Then next to that we have the command zones and values. I'll just read this out, this tooltip. If you hover over everything in this game, it does give you a tooltip, by the way, which is really useful if you're new. But yeah, this says the value on the left indicates the total command points secured by the blue team, so this number. The value on the right indicates the total secured by the red team. I think it actually means the middle number there. And then the last one is the total number of points on the map. So currently we control 2 because we hold Alpha. The enemy controls 2 because they have Foxtrot. And overall there are 15 points to be had on the map because Bravo is 3, the rest are 2. That adds up to 15. Then the way that the game works and the way that you win is by having more of these sectors than your opponent. And based on the difference, you get given points. And when you fill up the team score, you win, pretty much. If you click on this button, you can bring down like a player menu. Then there is the score value to reach to win. So 2,000. So you need 2,000 points, conquest points, in order to win the battle. Then on the right hand side, we have the game time plus speed control settings. So pause, slow down, fast forward. And then we have the minimap, pings, of course. I'm not going to put any pings down because it leaves like a permanent smoke thing on the map at the moment. But yeah, just pings for multiplayer. Then you have like normally your commands on the bottom right. And then at the bottom right here, you have the warning order. You have this button, which highlights orders. So if I give this CPC a move order, for example, currently you can see it. But if I click this and it's highlighted, then it's always on. and then if you've turned it off, then that's fine. If you've got it off and you still want to see the orders occasionally, you can hold down shift and it will show the order anyway, so do bear that in mind. I tend to leave it on at the moment since I'm still getting used to WARNO, but we'll take away that order. It doesn't really need to be there. Next up we have the line of sight tool. You can access the line of sight tool by pressing C, but if you actually click this, it will show the line of sight from the unit that you have selected. Now if I put down another unit, let's just say put down the M1A1 Abrams CP, because I'm going to be bringing that in. That costs 325 points, by the way, which is the reason that you get 1,500 points default at the start now, because units are much more expensive than they used to be. But yeah, if I select a unit like this, I don't know if I can actually show that off before the game starts, so we'll do that in a sec. This is open chat, which is on the left hand side there, and then this here, this cogwheel, is settings for engagement rules. Now currently when you have a unit selected, it shows you the health of the unit, the cohesion of the unit, so currently high, which gives us a 25% boost to movement speed. As cohesion goes down, it affects your rate of fire and your movement in a negative way. You got your fuel there, you got your weapons of course, and it tells you like the statistics of the weapons if you hover over them. For example, the main gun here has 81.25% accuracy and then 75% on the move. So yeah, you've got all your statistics there if you hover over them, and then on the right hand side you have your currently selected orders. So currently this is set up for hunt, and if you click these it actually changes the rules on the right hand side there, as you can see. So now we've got move order. So this engagement rule advance is like when I right click. So if it's on hunt, when I right click, it will have a hunt command by default. If I click move, it will have a move command by default. But yeah, this cogwheel allows you to change all of these, and I'll go over those probably another time in like a tutorial video or something. So yeah, there you go. I will of course talk through what I'm doing as I'm going anyway, to give you guys an idea of what's going on, of course. But let's get the rest of my units down. So I've put down an M1A1 Abrams CP here. The reason for that is it's a command unit. Now command units are used two ways in WARNO. Command units can be used to capture sectors, like I'm doing with this M5 CPC, but other units, other command units, or all command units, can be used to give buffs in a radius around them, just like in Star Division 2. So you see each unit has veterancy, and leadership from a nearby command unit will give them extra veterancy. So a 2 vet unit will become a 3 vet unit, and I think 3 vet is currently the max. So there's not really any reason to bring in your units at 3 vet unless you are specifically intending to use them in like a flanking role where they won't be near command units. But at the start here, what I'm actually going to do is we're going to bring in obviously the M1A1 I've already put down, and then an M1A1HA Abrams. Now you might be wondering why this text is so small. I've actually set up my UI settings to like the smallest that they can be. It's just personal preference. There are a ton of interface options, so you can really sort of customize exactly how the game looks for you. One thing that's great about this game, of course, is you can put orders on your units before you begin. So you can see I've given these both quick hunt orders, which is the fast move but attack if they see anything order, and we will have them zooming up this road to the center sector here in order to capture Bravo at the start. I'm going to bring in a Kiowa. The Kiowa is a recon helicopter. It comes with 4 ATGMs, so we're going to be able to use that to pop any annoying vehicles, and it will also give us some good information. I'm going to bring in some scouts and some other units for our flanks. So I'm going to use up these military police. These military police are quite nice because what they do is protect your flanks pretty well. So we're going to zoom them up and unload them into buildings in the forest there, and they'll just like pop any armored units that try and sneak up on the flanks. I might also pop them into here as well. the other nice thing about the military police is they have like a penetration of 13, but they have 1,415 meter range, as opposed to some of the weapons that are actually much shorter, like the law here, which only has 530 meter range. So it's quite a significant difference. So yeah, these are just great for popping around some cheap infantry. I love the way I say cheap and they're 50 points. Imagine if I said a 50-point unit was cheap in Steel Division. You think I was crazy. Anyway, I do need some AA for my Abrams here, so we'll bring in some Chaparrals and PVADs. Currently, AA is a little bit weak, so do make sure you have plenty of it. And there we go. I think that'll do. Let's launch the battle. So my command unit's going to capture the sector. Unlike in Wargame, you can actually drive your unit around in a sector that it's captured or is capturing. So, yeah, good to know. I'm going to get my scouts to unload up there and they'll have a decent line of sight. Oh yeah, speaking of which, line of sight tool. Okay, so if you hold down C, you can show line of sight from anywhere on the map. If I press this, it will show the line of sight from the selected units. I'm actually just going to pause the game so I can show this off. Now you can add stealth display to the circle. So currently it's showing the ground-to-ground missile range of the Kiowa on the line of sight tool when I've selected them. But what you can do is add stealth display. So say if an enemy unit has bad stealth, this is the radius in which I can see that unit. Mediocre stealth, so pretty much max range. Good stealth, exceptional stealth. So exceptional being a little bit shorter. The Kiowa has a crazy range because it has really, really good optics. But say if something was hidden in a forest, like how far could I actually see it if it was in a forest? So if it has bad stealth, it'll be this circle here. Mediocre stealth would be there. So if something enemy was in this tree line, for example, and it was in line of sight, and it had mediocre stealth, then my Kiowa would spot it at that distance. That's basically what these show. And you can leave them on and off as you play. I tend to have them off for the time being. I might, say have like this one on. I think this one's not necessarily a bad one because most units have like mediocre stealth. Anyway, you need to click that off to turn it off again, and now it will be permanently on the line of sight tool, and it will adjust based on whatever your unit you are hovering over at the time.
Copy, sir. Platoon, formed and ready. Waiting for instructions.
Now, another new feature in WARNO that is not in games like Steel Division and Wargame is that you can in fact sell your transports. So for example, this transport vehicle that I brought in, it has a machine gun on it, but it's not that useful. So what I can do is click this sell button, and that will automatically drive back to where it came from, i.e. the spawn, and yeah, it will refund itself. You basically get a full refund. T80BV there just got killed by my military police. That is kind of funny. So yeah, we're going to unload all of these and sell. Currently my Kiowa is going up against a T80. It does have Hellfire missiles, so it should be fine. But let's just have the M1A1 move up here and pop that. And you get to see some of the beautiful graphics in this game. Pop. And goodbye T80U. The sound effects are amazing in this game, by the way. Sometimes you can't always hear them. There is a little bit of a problem at the moment with like the tanks in particular. Sometimes don't show, or like you can't hear the main gun firing sometimes. But when it does play, it's great. The military police getting their recoilless rifles on targets here, doing loads of damage. Amazing. So my Kiowa was taking a bit of damage here, so what we're going to do, we're going to bring that back. I'm actually going to bring in a supply helicopter, and we'll meet that halfway. Got a limited number of recoilless rifle rounds left there. I'm actually going to have to bring up some reinforcements. So let's bring in some mechanized rifles.
Ryan, get down.
And the... Ooh, that is an Mi-24. Mi-24, of course, being a helicopter with 80 gems. So, gonna want to run away from that. And one thing we can actually do is use smoke. And like, where's the smoke? You don't have any artillery. Well, we can now use the tanks. Some units do have smoke, some units don't, based on accuracy in real life. Yeah, but in this case, both of these M1A1s have smoke canisters, and they can use those to protect themselves against that air attack. It's amazing. So I'm going to land my Kiowa, or land the supply, and we'll get that fixed up and resupplied. Lovely. And now we can send it back to attack the T-80U again. These scouts need to do a runner. The chaparrals shot down the Mi-24. Helicopters are quite few and far between at the moment. You see that I've only got 2 helicopters available, 2 Apaches. Let's try and save my chaparral here. I need to engage the T-80U. Nice, we got it. And the Kiowa just popped that as well. Nice. Military police here. Looks like they've done their job as well. And currently the AI is actually winning. They have captured 2 points. So although we're getting a lot of kills right now, ultimate goal of the game, of course, is to control all of these sectors. And the reason that I'm not, winning is because I haven't captured Charlie or Delta just yet. Now, in multiplayer scenarios, it's going to be more likely that your opponent doesn't buy as many command units as probably the AI would. Let's just zoom in here and listen to some of this shooting. It's great. Oh, another thing that I really wanted to look at and point out is how infantry is modeled now. So, I bring them out into the sun. You can see that infantry models are much better than they used to be. Like, the fidelity on infantry models is really, really good. I didn't think they were like terrible in Steel Division, especially like the more recent additions to Steel Division 2, like the Finnish troops and the Romanian troops and stuff like that. They always look really good. But some of the older units in Steel Division, when Steel Division 2 came out, were not as good at all. Anyway, I'm going to try and cancel out, or at least get a lead on the AI here. So we'll bring in our own command. I do want to mess around with some of the other units, so that's why we've only got on hard AI after all. So... Oh, there we go. Goodbye, BMP-1. There's Motostralki. We're going to be taking them out. Mowed them down. I'm going to want to pull that back, and we're going to bring my helicopter over here. So we will make sure that lands when it gets there. Also, all of the M35s that brought in these rifles, we will sell. Okay, let's mess around with the cluster ammo there, and we'll get like the long-barreled artillery in, and I'll just show you guys as much as I can. So let's get this bomber. We'll go and bomb this AGS. I'm going to bomb like past it because the bombs spread quite a bit at the moment. This is a super fast bomber. See that we hit it. Didn't quite kill it. The bomb size on those isn't that big. The explosions are big. but it's only a 227 kilogram bomb, so it doesn't do a ton of damage. I feel like they should up the damage a bit, and as we go through early access, it'll probably get adjusted. But for now, it just looks cool, and that's fine by me. So we've shown you that. Let's see if we can spot that artillery that's coming in, and we'll try and counter battery it with cluster munitions. Also, it looks like the AI has given me a chance to show off shooting down the helicopter again. You can get my PVADs to move forwards and engage that. We've got my chaparral that can also move up here. I think these both have ammo. Yeah, looks like it. Just double checking. The range on the PVADs isn't that great. And my 24 is going to back off there. My mechanized rifles here do have Dragon 2s, so they're pretty good at taking out units. Ah, there it is. Let's attack that. Right, we'll get my chaparral to move forwards, even though this artillery is coming in. I think it's aiming at my Kiowa. Yeah. The AI does have a habit of targeting helicopters at the moment. Right. Oh, just listen to that. I love like the pop. Sounds like a firework going off. And then listen to the cluster rounds land. Oh. And they look awesome as well. Just need one to actually land in the right spot and we can kill the thing we're firing at there. It's just so cool. Very, very awesome indeed. Now this cluster does get like 3 salvos, so it uses 12 rockets per salvo, and you get 36 rockets. Wait, did I miss a chance to shoot down the helicopter? Where did they go? I think it just backed up. Oh, they're firing back. I do have my long-barreled artillery. Let's just use that to take out the AGS here, so we can see it. So here's my big gun. Oh, just look at it. It's just gorgeous. And there's the MI-24. Oh, I should probably not hang out right next to it because it can shoot us down. There we go, bam. Spot on. And there goes the chaparral. Shot it right out the sky there. Down it goes. Lovely. These guys are actually out of ammunition, so what I'm probably going to do, well, first of all, move my artillery because it's getting counter battery, and then I'm going to destroy this T-80 because we need to, and then I'm going to bring in some supply, which is the thing I was going to say to begin with. Let's bring in some tanks. We'll get a couple of HA Abrams. There's our Apache. Let's have it cover the main road. Nice. We are going to want to kind of fall back there. You can see the weapon system has failed. So we've got to kind of back off for a little bit. Not too familiar with the crits. I don't know if I need to like actually fix that entirely, but we can land next to that supply and get it fixed up. I'm also going to want to resupply these guys. There we go. Supplies landed. We'll try and get the Apache to take off. Get out of there. Oh, that was close. Alright. Let's land it over here instead. And we'll go kill that vodka. So we have our M1A1s in position now. Oh, my cluster is getting smacked about. It's not good. There we go, took out that artillery. Beautiful. Did my cluster die? It's currently stuck trying to route. It doesn't go very fast because the cohesion will be low on it.
We're done. Waiting for instructions. On my way to coordinates. Out. I'm listening, Captain.
Make sure that keeps moving. I don't think this can fire anymore. Unless I just need to take longer to fix it, but I haven't had a chance because the artillery keeps coming in. Oh yeah, my tank automatically fired smoke there, as you can see. Now that is due to a new order, a new smart order that you can set up in the options, where if a unit fires at your unit from out of range, so say you can see an HGM unit firing at my tank from far away, what I can do is tell my unit to automatically pop its smoke and act defensively or aggressively. If you set it up to act aggressively, what it will do is automatically drive towards the target shooting at it and fire back. You can also set it to passive, so say if you don't want to have your units do anything automatically, you can of course tell them to do that. There is a helicopter there. I'm going to take the opportunity to show off a Phantom 2 because these are really awesome. Not only do they sound awesome, they also look awesome. So we're going to bring that in. I'm going to use it to attack this helicopter. There we go. Missile actually hit the target there, which is good. Are we gonna fall back with the M1A1 here? I'll have to come around for another run on that. I'm gonna bring in some more military police on the right hand side.
Waiting for instructions. Waiting for instructions.
Oh, we got hit there by enemy AA
I'm on my way out.
mid-air, so best run away from that. Resupplied the military police, so we'll now resupply the mechanized rifles here. And if I wanted to kind of speed things up, I could just bring in like another command vehicle right now, and we could use that to capture Delta, since we have it under our control pretty much. But I'm just going to avoid doing that for the time being, as it does give me time to show off things a bit more. Oh, my command here got killed. I didn't even see that. I must have got flanked. Let's bring in another Kiowa.
Where do you need us, sir?
I can in fact use this Kiowa to kill the TATB on the right hand side.
Waiting for instructions.
Nice hit there. We instantly routed that just got taken out. Very nice.
If the enemy is in range, so are we. The captain and his crew.
I'm going to sell that Black Hawk. Black Hawks are actually quite expensive.
Warn you, red leader. I'm listening.
Now the game pace of this game is, I would say, pretty well balanced at the moment. It's not too fast. It definitely has like a fast start, and then like later on in the game, like as you can see in the mid game, it slows down quite a bit. Now of course the AI isn't probably putting on a lot of pressure in comparison to what a player would do, but yeah, it's still worth noting that this game's not as fast as War Game, but it's reasonably fast. There's a bunch of Mojistaki in here, that's what it is. Let's get my engineers with flash napalm launchers to come in, help us out. Nice, took out the TATB there. I'll bring in my air-to-air helicopter. Let's bomb these guys as well.
The captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Nice. Not sure how much that does to infantry, but again, looks awesome. I went ahead and captured this, that's very rude. We'll bring in another one of my M577 CPCs. Get these unloaded, and we'll attack, move them through here, and sell those trucks. The range on these launches isn't very much, it's only like 530, so... I did kill those just with the standard rifles though.
Let's go. Will do, sir. Waiting for fire clearance.
I'm gonna try and attack their MI8 there with my own artillery.
Ready to fire. Waiting for instructions.
Oh, I thought that showed side armor and we killed it with an HGM there. Oh no, my tank showed itself a bit too soon. At close range, the TATB is actually pretty scary. I'm gonna want to fall that back. Still trying to kill those every time. Alright, we've captured that back. Looks like the AI means business, so we'll bring in another one finally. That's the infrared rocket, infrared missile, sorry, firing at the MI8 TV. Takes a little while to reload. We'll fire off another one in just a moment. And we'll shoot it down. Nice. My flash rockets are out. And the M16 actually has like 885 meter range, so at longer ranges the flash isn't actually that useful. Right, let's see if we can try to fix this up.
Ryan, get down. We can't take it anymore. The captain and his crew welcome you aboard. Major Bond, ready. Hunt for commies. Someone need
Okay.
a guardian angel?
This one has exceptional exceptional recon. We'll move that up on the right hand side to see if there's anything here.
Checklist
We've got
ready to
my
go.
Apache that we can try and fix now. Let's just get it landed.
Get down. Yes, Captain.
There's another T-80. Let's see about using a Thunderbolt. Everybody loves a Thunderbolt. Let's bring one in.
Medic.
Does of course have its gun on the front. That sounds gorgeous.
I hear you loud and clear. I'm hit.
Oh, might lose that.
Keep pace with the enemy.
It's actually really low health. I completely forgot I didn't actually resupply it and fix it up. We'll let the A10 do its thing. Here it comes. Oh, never mind. That mechanized rifle spoiled the fun. That's alright, we can just maybe strafe the Magistraki there instead. Even if we can't see them, it'll fire ground, I think. There we go.
Someone need a guardian angel.
I think because this keeps getting RT'd, it's just not fixing.
Guardian angel.
Alright, we're now at a +3 advantage. Let's just move forwards and finish the game. Because we are basically in a position now where we can win very easily. The AI has probably used up a lot of its units. Availability in this game really isn't as high as in some of the other games.
Medic. Checklist completed. Ready to go. Firing red. Red 6.
Are we getting that fixed up? Good. Wait, did I lose a tank to that Magistraki unit? I feel like I did.
Grid reference.
Oops. Never mind. Alright, let's bring in the mech rifles here and we'll move up. So yeah, if you've been familiar with the War Game and Steel Division series for a long time, a lot of this stuff will feel very familiar. If you are not in any way, shape or form like familiar with this kind of game, then you will have a lot to learn, but it's definitely something that has like a good sort of reward to it. Once you get good at the game, it feels great. I think I just lost another unit there. Oops. My Thunderbolt, just pop in that tank, no problem.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
Let's get some more tanks in here. We've got loads coming up the main road, so I think we'll be alright. I do, however, need to give myself some recon. We haven't really been using any recon, which is fine because they're attacking us for the most part. But when you are attacking the enemy, you're going to want to be able to see what you're shooting at.
Go on, control. Let's roll.
Ooh,
That's John.
there's a T-80 UK.
Take ready. Joker, back main.
Didn't do too much damage to us there, thankfully. Nice, good kill.
Red 6. Mount it up.
We are going to want to like actually stop and shoot this,
Bring us there.
because otherwise it's just going to kill us. I think that Abrams might be dead. Unless they missed the HGM. We have stunned them, which should give us a chance to kill them. There is a stun mechanic in this game.
Moving out.
Units can get stunned and routed.
Yes, sir.
Basically the way it works is like when your cohesion is low, there's a chance that that will happen.
Checklist complete. Ready to go. Adjusting the target. At your orders.
Let's unload our scouts here. And we'll have some recon information about what's ahead of us. We can just keep moving up and eventually try and find the enemy in this sector. This is a helicopter there. I might try and shoot it with the Phantom. I'm also firing the cluster MRS again. Going to bring up another infantry leader. Alright, again in that, you can see it says 75% of the points needed to win. We have, so we're at 1,500 there. Just need another 500 points, and we will win.
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear. That's your orders.
I move forwards with these Bradleys.
Ready to transfer. Let's go.
Push up on that right flank. Get my chaparrals forwards. Haven't seen any aircraft out of the enemy really. We've seen obviously the helicopters, but not any other ones. We use the OH-58 to help shoot down an MA-8. Phantom can also get a shot in there. But hopefully this has given you guys a good idea of what the gameplay is really like for WARNO and what the potential is here for this game. There is a ton of potential. It's actually awesome. And yes, I may be a little bit biased, but it's true. It's very cool.
Eagle 1, ready.
When you zoom in, you just hear the roar, the sound of that engine, and the way that it looks. How can you not just absolutely adore this game? There we go. What a lovely end. Oh, 7,615 losses to 1,330. Sorry, 7,615 kills to 1,335 losses. Of course, we did a number on the AI there, which is to be expected, since this isn't the highest difficulty by any means. But hopefully it gave me a good chance to really show off what the game has to offer. And you can see all the kills, losses, and the chronology of the game. So what died in what order, if you keep going down here. I think they're probably going to change up this end screen a little bit. You've also got your XP showed on this little monitor down here. So we currently just got 68 XP out of that. There you go. So in future videos, what I'm going to be doing is we'll go through everything else we have here. So I'll probably play some multiplayer games. We will jump into the armory and we can have a look around all of the different units. I'll take a look at the different battle groups. Yeah, loads to share. That's it for now. Make sure, of course, to subscribe if you want to see more WARNO content. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.